Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. In this video, we are going to show you how to implement the styles on VOS. Now, on VOS we have three types of forms where we can implement styles to our HTML. We have one that is static CSS, other one is style components, and finally we have Bootstrap. In this example, we are going to show you these three ways to implement the CSS. Now, we're going to start explaining this code. As you can see, we have a basic UI, we have a div with a border, also we have a tag P with the text example of static CSS, and a button with some CSS. These three elements are using different types of implementation of CSS. First of one, we are going to charge the fonts. In this case, we are going to get a font from Google API, and we are going to load some CSS classes from this URL. In case of the CSS and the CSS font doesn't charge, we are going to return an empty string that doesn't allow to load the HTML before the CSS variables are already with their value. And we check if the state of the parameter theme are loaded. If it is not loaded, in this case we are going to make an state update to give the, in this case, then with the style.div. Basically, it's a style component, but we are going to declare their fonts. In this case, is from the font APIs, and we import the font and the CSS that is loaded from this URL. In the case you don't want to import from a URL, you can write it on your code if you want. Now we declare this state.theme in a variable, in this case is theme, that it grabs all the code, giving it access to the different classes of CSS that we load from this URL and the font. Now we have the second example of incorporation of CSS in VOS, that are the style components. In this case, it's a button. And we can declare the different properties of CSS that we want to assign to this tag. As you can see, we can put it the display flex, padding, and line items. In this case, is in center, from gap, border radius, border, background, and more parameters of CSS if we want to add it. And now we are going to go to show this UI. As you can see, there is the grabber of theme to permit the different elements on this code access to the CSS that we load from this URL. And now we have a div. In this case, using the property class name of this tag, we are going to put some properties of CSS, but we're using Bootstrap. In this case, we're putting padding in 5, declaring a border dark, and a border of width of 2 pixels. If I don't remember, if I remember is that. And the next one is tag P, importing the class from the static CSS. And finally, in this code, we are using the style component to create a button. In this case, is this button using the tag button example, that is the name of this constant. And well, here's the example of how we are going to implement CSS on CSS. I hope this video will be interesting for you. And it's everything for this video. If you have any question, you can let us know on our Discord or Telegram of Open Web Academy. It's everything for this time. Goodbye.